Hey guys, today I wanted to go over Smile Game Builder. Now, when I was first trying to learn how to make games, I went straight into RPG Maker and I tried the different versions. I moved, from, I forget which order they go, but I tried VX, Ace, and one other one I can't remember right now. After I played around with it and got to know the system, I wanted to do something more 3D-ish. So that's when I started looking around and I found this software, and you can either do 2D or 3D. And at the time there was a sale, and I know there's been several sales. They normally do them around like winter or summer sales, and they'll knock this $70 way down. So just be on the lookout for those sales, and I'll try to post on the Amino, or I guess on my Facebook page when there's a sale. And I got it through Steam, so I'm gonna go into Steam, and here it is. You can watch some videos and kind of see what it's about. And they also have DLC packs. Oh, here they are. So if you go into this, it kind of shows you all their packs. They have a lot of DLCs, and I did buy a lot of them, but later on I wanted to make my own. So that's when I started. I think I had been using Blender, maybe not, maybe I just started. So I figured out how to import assets and my own characters, and I can show you that through other videos. But it's got music you can get, and some packs, monsters. They add different ones, I think. Also, did I just get so I got the 3D character editor. You can auto generate some or make some, but they all look like this. And then there is this one, just came out like 2 days ago or a few days ago. So there's like an update, and there's like an updated camera system you can do. So I'll be checking that out too. Oh, it came out January 20th. And then this is another $80, but it's worth it. It lets you export your game into Unity, and then you can either Unity or PC. And then you can, now they added extra controllers that you can put in. And so I will show you, and I'll show a clip here of a game that I did when I started messing with this, and a little of my progress, and then we'll go ahead and open it and move into, I'll go ahead and show you how the interface looks like, what some of the things are, and then I'll make some other videos after this too that will kind of show you how to import your models. And I'll use Blender, and I'll show you how to color them, and then later we can do characters. That's a little more difficult because basically you have to, well, it's better if you export one of theirs and just use the skeleton and then replace or put your model over it. But you have to do it within, I'll go into that later. But let's go ahead and get in, and let me show you what this is. Okay, so I've got it opened up, and you can see I was testing a lot, so I have multiple versions, but some of them are backups. Actually, no, I think it is a backup. So these 4 are backup, and it's probably overkill. But when I was working on my, I did a game jam. I did the little frog that rolls around. I had like 3 levels, and something happened to where it oh, I tried to, I guess, because you can't code in it, but you can set different settings, and I guess I put too much to where I was telling it that whenever you touch something, then you die, but you respawn in the beginning of the level. And then I added some other things that happened, and I guess it couldn't take it. I don't know, but it crashed, and then I opened it back up, and then it was like a black screen. And when I went in there, it was a clean level. There was nothing there. So luckily I had a backup, but not, I mean, I lost the level, but I just I rebuilt it. I had done a video, so I kind of saw where everything was and all my assets saved. So I lost the maps. Oh, I did have the maps, but they were all corrupt. So it's good to have a backup, and maybe I did too many. But actually, yeah. I was gonna open it up and then show you how I did them, but let's start with the new, and then let's start with the basics. So we're gonna do new game, and up here you can pick just new, everything clean, fresh, with nothing on it, or you can do one of these templates and start off of that. So they give you, I've never opened this, but they have a quest, a city style, so they have offices, and you can actually like go in there, and there's cars and like buildings, and then there's like a horror game. So let's just open this so it can look more interesting. Or should we start from fresh? Let me show you this first, and then we'll do a fresh one too, so you can kind of see. But I mean, it's gonna work the same way. So this is what it looks like, and normally you just have like a square, and all this is just filled in with water or grass. Looks like over here they have some of the folders already made up. Here's where you add your maps, and you can see you can organize them by folders or just have them out. And actually, we'll use this. We'll add a blank map, and so here is where you can title your map. We'll just call it test map, doesn't matter. Here is actually a template. If you want everything blank, you just go okay. If you want to use a template, they have some available. See, they have you can kind of see what it's going to look like. So they have towns, labyrinths, wells. I never like using this because I like to create my own, but you can always choose one of these. You got caves and the snow things, and so it automatically generates it for you, and then you can go in and change what you want. So for now, I'm not going to choose that. I'm going to just do here, just name it, and then here you can choose the map size, how many blocks by how many. So you've got 30 by 30, and the max is 250, and this is actually huge. But and I actually timed it, so like if you walk from one side to the other, I'd have to go back and look at my notes. But yeah. So environmental effect, you can choose rain, snow, storm, fog, confetti. I've never seen that, but we'll just leave it at nothing for now, and we can mess with that too. Daytime, you can choose the sky color, and so you can choose if it's indoor or outside, and then other types of zones. Here, map extension. So if you look here, and if you're playing your game, you'll be able to see the outside. You can always set a custom image, or here it comes with some, and you can pick from all your different textures what you want the outside to be. So say we'll go with castle, right? And so when we get out of this, when we hit OK, that castle block's going to be all around the outside. And then it's kind of like it extends the floor, and here is the background. So you can choose a color if you want a certain color around for your sun, or you can choose, see, it has different. Do you want clouds, stars, moon, let's go with this. Okay. And then music, it comes with music, so you hit play and you can listen to the different ones. And these are, you can always import your own music. You do have to convert them, and I can show you that too, from MP3 or WAV to I think it takes OGG, I think that's what, but you can do that in a free website called Audacity, and just name them and then import them in. And so you got some sounds here. So I also use my own. You can create your own using a free music software, or any sound. I think I posted a Bosca, I forgot what it was called. You can make some sound effects there, or you can use a BandLab, and then create your own stuff there. Here's some environmental sounds. So when you import them, you can do sounds or music, or you can put them in both. You get the rain sound. And so say we want it to rain. Let's go ahead and actually let's go ahead and put rain right now. We can go, we'll come back. So here's the colors, of, if you choose one of these, you can if you do custom, I think, customize, then you can select what colors you want. We'll just leave it at daytime and hit OK. Oh wait, battle settings. Here you can choose if you don't want bad guys to spawn. So when you walk around, here you can set the encounter rate and how many steps you can take before a bad guy or a battle comes out. You can select or unselect different parts, and you can so this is where you select your background. So when you go into a fight, this is what you're gonna see, and you can create your own or use one of these, and it has like some from different maps. And so when you go into battle, that's what you're gonna see. So let's just pick one. Let's do the fire so we can remember. So when we go into battle, it's gonna show this fire map, right? Even though it makes no sense, but let's just do that. Here, the spawn area, this is where you put let's see. Do we gotta add a monster? Okay, so it comes with monsters. It has all these monsters, and it has their pictures. You can import your own pictures and put them in, and you can import I'll show you. It has its own effects system, so you can change stuff, put in your own pictures and make different styles of, when you attack or when you heal or you do some magic, and you can bring in your own. All this stuff right here kind of tells you like their stats, and it looks like you can change them here, but there is another part in one of the other buttons up here, edit game data, where you can actually go in and change the picture. Well, I guess you can do it here, but I guess it kind of looks like this, but it's got more options, so I'll show you. Here you can choose the stuff that you've put in. Okay, I'm going too deep into it. Let's just pick a monster. We'll do the slime. Hit apply. Okay. And so I thought you could. Well, I know you could. I just don't know. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I was like, I thought you could just click and drag to select the area, but it's right here, edit area. So yeah, here you can click and drag, saying this part of the map is where the monsters will spawn, So if let's just do the bottom half. and we'll remember that, hit OK. And so now this bottom half of the map. So here you can choose the environmental sound. So like if you're in a cave, you can kind of put like there's like a echo, or like there's water dripping, but you can kind of hear the background. You know, it's like the other thing, the sounds. So we'll just do rain. We'll use the same music it has. So it all uses the same battle music that you change in the settings over here. You can do your custom and then go ahead and pick whatever music you want. We'll just use the one it has. And well, we gotta add the monster. I thought I added it in there. Okay, he's in there now. So if we battle test it, it already comes with character, so we'll just test play it. And so that's what it looks like. And later on I'll show you how to change all these. You can make your custom icons, and I'll show you how to move the map around. You can do different you can actually move the map around to depending on what he's doing. So it looks like I added a blank person, and they've got a skill already put in there. And you saw that thing come across, and those are the particle effects that you can change, and I'll show you how to do that later. But that's pretty much it. You can defend. Yeah, and so these are pretty lifeless. They don't really move. They just kind of like, well, I mean, I guess he did like an attack. But once you, let me cut that off. Once you make your character in Blender, you can create animations, and there's a file that you have to create that lets this read that. So I'll show you how to do that, and that way you can make the character like jump or something, or flip, you know, when he's fighting. So we'll go ahead and close it out, hit OK. And okay, so with your right mouse button you click and hold, and you can move it around. With your left mouse you paint, or you do whatever action you have selected. Actually, this one was on the move, so you see I'm moving that piece around. With your scroll you can go in and out, and if you want to rotate it, you have to hold down your Alt key on your keyboard and then right click, and so you can do that. So you can zoom in, then you can move that around. And yeah, so yeah, move it with that, and then Alt with that. And you also have some options here if you ever want to reset the camera. It is, I believe, one of these. This one does that, removes the perspective. Is that what it is? Yeah, but no, turn that off. This is overhead, that's how we started, and then this moves the camera up and down, I think. Yeah, so left click moves it that way, right click moves it the other way. This is for rotating, same thing, left and right click. This is for zooming in, but I think it's easier just to use your mouse, you know, than your mouse wheel. But if you don't have that in the scroll for some reason, or so this, just to zoom in and out the level, and you can hide that bound thing back there. Yep, there's your grid, and there you go. And so you can already click stuff that's here and move it around. So you want a tree here, you know, and also if you want to, if you select it, you see the box around it, you can hit Control C for copy and just click somewhere else, Control V, and you've got the other tree. So you can just paste other assets in there. Let's go over some of the things to put stuff down, and then we'll go into the settings and stuff next. So see, you can see a particle effect here, and then these green things here are things that it tells the map to do. So like it could say, like these probably say go to the next part of the map, so then it loads another part of the map once you walk into one of these. And this probably shows it can show like a video clip. Well, it's not actually video, like you can't do video. Then I've asked Small Boom about it, and at first they said they were going to do it, but then they decided not to, so they're not going to bring that in there. So that's the one thing that I wish they had, is a way to play video. What you can do is add images, but I mean it takes a lot of images to just make a small animation. But I tried it and it worked. It plays the images right after the other in like a less than a second, and it just, it looks like it's playing a video. So you could do small things like that, but if you want to do like cutscenes, you could just have the camera zoom in and it's like here and they're like talking, and you can make them jump up and down, and a little icon appear on top of them, and then like the text comes here, and then you can have like two people talking, big images that cover the screen. And you can also control like the shake of the camera, and yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm getting there's so much in this thing. Getting distracted. So let's go over to the side over here. So this is your select. You can drag and it selects them, and then you can move them all at once. It's also used to bring up or down the world map. So right now you can see it's up a level. So what does that mean, or what that means is if you click something, you have this up or down, and if you hit up, it'll raise the terrain. And there is a way to put ladders, so you can put a ladder and it'll climb up there, but I'll have to show you how to set that up. You can also go down, and then there's a hole in there. So depending on how, and sometimes like say you want these up on a mountain, so say we're dragging the tree. So say we want to, let's grab from here. So we've got all these selected, then you can bring this up, and then you can bring these up, and so now you've got like a little platform here. See, Control Z still undoes, and okay. Next here, I've never used these. Trace select. It says trace with a pen. So what does that mean? You just, you click and drag. Okay. Oh, I didn't know I had that. I'll learn something new. Okay, let's unselect it. To unselect, just click off of it somewhere else. Free select. Isn't this the same thing? Oh, you select an area, and it selects everything inside too that you selected. Okay, that's useful. Select by type. So, like, can we select? How do we select by type? Oh, I see. So you click. Okay, so like this is all the grass. So you click that, and it selects all the grass. And so if we select this, okay, now. So if it was painted. So there's two different things you can do in here. Is you can paint over, which is the next button here. I'm going in a little bit, and it has all these different paints that you can do, or textures. And then there's these objects which have the squares, and those go into your objects, and you can place them down. Oh, let's take that off. And that's why you can move these, but you can't move these because you painted them on there. And so these are objects and these are textures. So if we go to select by elevation, I guess it's the same. Okay, so elevation is how, okay, see, these are raised up, kind of how I had raised it up here. So it's selecting this layer, so it's like the different layers. So select that and that. Okay, I didn't know it can do all this. Okay, So also when you click on something, you have this rotate, so you can flip the direction you want it to go in, and then it also has a copy here and the paste. Let's see. Okay, going on to the pen. The pen is to paint the terrain. So right now it's at the grass, so if you click, nothing happens. I mean, because it's already grass. But if you choose like something else, let's just choose sand, just click and you can drag it and just click off of it, and it looks like that because it's still highlighted. Just click off of it, or switch to this and then click off of it, and then you'll see. So now you see the two different, and you can do that with, and I'll show you how to make your own custom floors, so you can do that. And you can also make liquid, and you see how it also moves, and it's just several images that make it look like it moves. And it's got a few in here. You can kind of see the preview down here. And also objects, you can also use this pen, and you see it comes with some. It's got buildings, castles. It's got a decent amount. It's got some objects you can use for indoor, outdoor, and then this is one of the packs, the DLCs, so it keeps it in there. And decoration, you can put some windows, and so let's put something down. Let's do an outdoor. Let's say we want to put down a no, let's do a building first. Let's do the castle. You can kind of see how big it's going to be. You see that box? So if you place it down, kind of does that. So you have to move some of your stuff around. You know, it picks up the trees, so it like puts them underneath, because it's like layering them. So get rid of that. Delete. Let's just put one of these pillars in. So you just click and paste it in there. You can add multiple ones if you want some more, you know. And that's how that works. The doors, you can put them down, and you can actually then tell them that when the character gets here, then play an animation of the door opening, and then you go to the next level. Same thing with the stairs. You can have it play a sound, and then make the screen go black, and then make it come back. So there's other stuff on here, you know, bridges, and you can check all this out. This fire thing actually works. So we've got the fire going. Move us over here. And so the same thing, so what we did before is like you click and drag, you can select, right? And so if you wanted to paint, let's go back to the terrain, paint. Let's say you want to make this lava. You select it, and then you hit the paint, and then click in there, and then it paints that. If you wanted to do the whole thing, and if it's the same, like say grass, just click the grass, and then all that becomes lava. Or we can make it ice or water, you know. So now you're on a water island thing. There is this eraser, and it actually deletes things, but I mean, I just click and then hit delete. It's however you want to do it. And this is the same thing, raising the floor up and down, rotating, and then what is this? Move the entire map one block in the specified direction. I've never used that. Okay, let's try that. Left. Oh wow. So it moves the map. Oh, but look what it did. It cut that off. And so now you have one line nothing where it cut it off. So make sure when you do that and you're moving it, be careful. I'm gonna undo it so I can bring that back. Alright, and here is the cut and the copy, and what is this? Paste, delete, undo, and redo. So then there is this. So this is where it has some custom things, and I'll do this on another video, but just to show you, it comes with some stuff already in here. So like walking, so this one says walking add to party, which means that there'll be a character, whatever character you set, walking around, and when you talk to him, he'll be added to your party. This one just speaks, he'll be walking around, so let's put him down. So we'll just put him there, and then here you can change the graphic, and yeah, it uses FBX for the characters. So here you can pick, they have two different styles. They have this type and they have this type, and there are some custom ones down here, like that they did, like enemies, like these are some of the bosses, the dragon, and then they just did different colors and made them bigger. You got some animals, chicken, you got a cat, and it kind of looks funny. And the reason they kind of did that is because there is a limit onto how many polygons you can have. So you're gonna have to make your I forget what the documentation says, I'll have to look it up, but you have to make it under a certain amount or your object won't import. It'll give you an error or it just won't work. So it's good for like low poly stuff. That's why they're all kind of like that. But we'll look that up later once we start making a character. And so he's got some Halloween stuff, cat and some bone guy. They all kind of walk similar. That's why it's cool to like make your own animations and stuff like that. But if you don't want to, I guess you can just make the story. And so here you can see the other things. So you can see your particles. So you can also place particles down there. And I actually made this one. And it's just a bunch of images playing over each other and then the color just changing. So like here's some that came with it. So here's a snow, and I had to label it the same just so it knows how to read it, and I'll show you how to do all that too. Save point, glitter, some electricity, some hard rain, fireworks. Yeah, there's confetti. And so like if you want your door to have like a highlight saying go through here, or you can have that, you can actually the particle system has a lot of stuff in it, and you can go in and change it, add your own things and create your own kind of cool looking things. So we'll do that later. And you can look at your objects here too before you place them down. Okay, so also you can switch from 3D to 2D. So that is kind of like RPG Maker. You make a sprite sheet, and they kind of look like this. I don't know if you can see it very good, but they're just they show like the front, the back, and then the sides, and like their walk. And so you can select here to view them. So like he's walking up, that's what it looks like, left, right, and then default. You can stop the motion and kind of look at it. And so yeah, they have different characters. You can make your own and put them in. So your game can be 3D or 2D. So let's go ahead and select let's select this character. He has cool green hair. Alright, so here also you double click on the photo and it comes with some. You can draw your own, bring in your own images. These come with it. So I think it's that guy. And normally, yeah, you can see the different, see when he's happy, when he's sad, and you can make those too. Hit OK, and then here is when you talk to him, it will ask, it'll say this. You can change it in here. Now if you want to add a lot more stuff, like say you want to say, like, when you talk to him he says this, but then you say something back, and then he gives you an item, and then the screen shakes and the light goes off, and then you move to a different part of the map. Like, you can add, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. You convert it to an advanced event, and it'll warn you. It says cannot be undone, and you hit OK, and it'll keep the same, but you can't go back in and just easily, well, it's still not hard. I mean, you'll just see a whole bunch of more stuff, and we'll go ahead and do it. Let me show you. So we hit OK, and then this is what it looks like. And so here you just change your graphic like you did in the other, and it gives you more options. So you can have it collide with the player, or if you uncheck it, you can walk straight through him. You can lock his orientation, what way he's looking, limit the range of how far he can walk, and then here is the way you want him to face. And then you got movement speed. How much do you want him to move, like super slow or really fast? And he'll like run around real fast all over the map. Here you can do random, and he'll just walk. However, idle, he'll just stand there, or play the animation that you have him, like he'll just play this animation of walking if you have that, or you can change it to have the sitting and he'll just stay there. Approach means he'll come towards you, and then run away, he'll run away. And so you can see, like, if you put approach, and say if it was an enemy, you can do approach and then do how fast, and then so he'll be chasing you and you can be running away from him. And if he catches you, then you go into battle or something happens. Same thing, say there's like you want to put a pet and you want to catch it, some kind of cat or animal or something, you can do run away, and then you can do you know, fast, or you don't, or you want it to be slow and you want to just catch him. And then here is how often you want him to move. So you can have some really crazy fast things running around. And here, I started down here, but up here you can add sheets, so you can have multiple tabs. And so these I'll go into later. You can add conditions to say, when this person does this, then this happens, and you can have these. And so like at the end, you can have it say, when all this finishes, switch over to the next tab. And so the tab will have other instructions in it. And so why you want to do that is if you have dialogue saying, hi, I can't believe I'm meeting you for the first time, blah blah blah. Once you finish that, you don't want it to play again once you talk to him, so it'll move to the next sheet, and it won't play that. It'll have a new dialogue, and then you can do that. Or say you want to attach it to an event, saying, you know, he can say something like, I'll join your party, but only if you bring me the sword of blah blah blah, or only if you go kill this many goblins or something. And so that'll be the condition. Only add him to your party if you complete those. And so then you have to go and make those other events. So once that happens, you can come back and talk to him, then he'll join your party. So anyway, it's just like that. There's a lot. That's okay. So you can see he's in there. So what you can do is if you right click here, you can do make this the start point, and so that's where you're going to start. Maybe not on the lava. Oops, I actually moved that. Let's make him start here. Make this the starting point. Alright, and if we go back into map settings, just right click on it. Let's go ahead and make it rain, like I said, because I put the rain sound effect. Oh no, I didn't. Let's just put the rain. Okay. And camera settings, this is the last thing on here. Sorry, I kind of got way off track. This limits the player from switching their cameras. So there's a button that lets you click it to go to first person mode and third person. You can disable that. There's also buttons on the keyboard that let you move the camera angles, you know, rotate them up and down and zoom in and out. And if you don't want them doing that, like you want to set a certain thing, you want to turn that off. Here you can specify where you want the camera to be. This is where you start playing around with it and moving it around, so you can have it set all the way out here or like in here. So once you want to do your cutscenes and stuff, you can start adding stuff. Here you can do normal or first person, how to start, and let's just leave it at the custom things and let's test it out. So once you're ready to play the file, just hit playtest, and this is what it came with. You got the continued, new game settings. So we'll do new game, and so there actually isn't a character, but you see I walked in there and now there's a town. Well, let's go back. So enter is the key that you talk to them. So you can set if you touch them, the event can happen, or you can once you touch them you hit enter, and you see this one pops up a image over here on the side, and then the words, these are what we put in. Or but if you hit escape, here's where you can see your menu, and you can actually change the color of this and then change your images. And so then here are your items and your skills, and I'll show you how to make custom items, custom skills. Your equipment, you can set the different things, and it has a system on here where you can upload your own little icon image, name them whatever you want, and then you can set how much damage they give. You can also set the settings on how much HP they have, how much MP, and it can get a little complicated. I mean, not really. Well, it goes by percentages, so you can say, I'll have to show you once we get there, but let's just look over this real quick because I have to run out of here in a few minutes. So here you have utilities, and this is, wait, what is this? Yeah, utilities. Here's where you have your effect tool, and I don't use this, but I guess if you want to mess with the terminology, and here's your character editor. Then on this tab you have your you can export it. You can choose your own icon, where you want it to go, and then export it, and you can do it as Windows or Unity up here. So you put in your information here, and it shows you what maps are getting pulled out. You can have the controller there, so you can automatically have controls for your phone, and then just export. So if we go into effect tool, this is what I was kind of telling you about. Here you have your time, it kind of shows you all the layers, and it shows you, see how they're kind of moved on some of them. It's weird that it's all in this language. Normally it's in English. Oh, did they add stuff? Maybe they changed it. Okay, well, anyway, you just click on it and then you can hit play. Okay, so here you can see the images, so you can add multiple. Here they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images, so it plays this, then this, and this, and this, and this. And then here you can set what sound you want it to play. You can do that with other ones for the other different. And then you can change colors. I mean, this is really cool. Like you can do a lot, and we'll do some sample ones because I made a few of my own that are in my other game. So here you hit test play, and you can kind of see what it looks like. And you can set this to any attack that you make. It comes with some really cool ones. Oh, I already played that one. So yeah, here you change the image, and here are the ones that it came with. So there we go, and you can kind of see what they look like. So yeah, you just have to draw your own, or just model your own. I mean, well, no, I guess draw. You can use Photoshop, GIMP, or something, and then just do it that way. And when you import them in the import section, you can set how many, and it'll cut them up like this. So, and here are your little icons. So this little thing pops up on top of their head. So see somebody sleeping, you can have somebody laying down. Yeah. So then the character editor, here we go. You can choose a hairstyle, and then here it shows you the picture that it's using, and then you can pick different ones that they've added, but you can always import your own. And if you want to just edit it from here, just hit editor, and you can see the hair. See, now you're actually working off of that image. And so if you say you want to put a streak, I guess the yellow is here on the front, so let's put it, let's zoom it out. Let me see. Okay, that's better. Let's say we want to put a green streak or something. Let's do that green. Then you can just click on here and color it. And so here are your tools. You can do a circle, you can do paint, but I don't think you can raise the size of the brush. But I guess you can fill. Yeah, here's a fill one, so you can just do that. So if you like the eyes, you can do that kind of. But you kind of start seeing over here, it's coloring it. So now he's got some green on his hair. You can fill. So let's say we want to make his hair blue. Let's fill this color. Now he's got blue with some brown spots. You want to do some lines. Let's put in some black lines. He's got some funky hair going on. Make him look cool. And we can rotate them and kind of see what we did. So then we can add it, and it makes your thing there. So if you ever want to go back, it won't mess with the original. So yeah, you can pick different ones, and then down here you can pick the color. You can just change it from here. Oh, sorry, this is the skin color. So yeah, if you want to make him a zombie or something, you kind of see the eyes look weird now. That's cool. Let's make him 255 red. Bam. And he needs some blue in his life. There we go. Okay, whatever. So then hair color, here you can choose it if you just want to, but that'll affect all the color. I mean, you just do black. Now he's got gray hair. Clothes color is the same. He's got some kind of school outfit, and he's got a boat. Alright, let's just make it black. Oh, that's cool. And now he looks like that. But I want to be able to see it, so let's just do that. Let's give him color. Okay. So you go up here, the head, so you can give him a different shape, and then it has other things you can pick from, and it's got all these different heads. You see? Yeah, and you can always just, like I said, you can edit it and make your own kind of. Let's just give him a. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Then body, you can pick different clothes, so it has different ones. Here are some coats. You got like different clothes. It's got some kind of bad guy or something. let's do something where you can see his feet. Oh, look, he's a monster now. Okay, let's make him a let's just put on regular. Let's do this one. No, this one. No, I want something with without something hanging down. This one's cool. Okay. Let's do that. So we go to his legs, and here you can choose his boots. So he's looking real flashy. You know, he's got his sunglasses on, and he's going to the disco. All right. And you can, yeah, just pick different feet. Give him some monster feet. Look. And we've got a character. And so once you're done, you hit save and name your character, and we'll call him Flashy. There we go. Whoops. Okay. So Flashy is a new character in our game, and you can reset it. Oh, well, that resets that. Here you do random generation, and it automatically makes something. So here we got a super grandma. Let's see, superhero. Oh, here we got a what do you call it? I forget the name. Oh, nurse with whiskers, and a guy with horns. Yeah, so you can just do that. You can randomly make your own characters, or make them yourself. Looks like a cat lady. Yeah, we can always go back to your recent character, which is Flashy. Come on, Flashy, where are you? Okay, so you saw I went one by one and it added everything back on there. Okay. And that's it. King, Prince. So when you're done with that, you already saved it, your character, so you can just close that out. And so there is that. When you export to Unity, there is something you have to do. There's a version that it needs. So if you have the latest Unity and won't work with that, you have to have a separate one. So that's easy to do. You just download that version and then import it in there. And then so the next thing would be add assets. So here's where you add your stuff. Here you have your different characters, and if we scroll down, you'll see one different color, and that's the one that we created. So SYS is system, so that's what the default ones that it came with. Here's Flashy, the one we made. And so here we choose his character portrait. So when he talks, since we haven't made one, we can just pick one. Oh, well, look at that, he looks like Flashy. So there you go. And so what you can do is and here are your 2D sprites. Here you can kind of see what I was talking about, how it cuts it up and it has the different ones. And here you can choose how many frames. Let's go back to 30. Okay, so you can add more characters. So your characters would be in FBX, so you would add it through here. Here's where you remove them, and then here is your export, and then your character editor is where we were when we were coloring his hair and all that, or no, when we were changing his clothes and all that. But if you that's what you'll want to do, is export him first, and once you have him, you can put him in Blender, and you'll see like the little crosshairs around his hands that kind of guide it and tell it how he needs to move and stuff. And then here you have all these basic movements, so they all come with this, and you can actually add more to it, or it does have a bug to where if you uploaded it and then you have to upload a file with it, and the file has where you can set the names. It's like a text file, and if you uploaded that and you try to edit it and then bring it back in, you bring it back in, then it won't show up. So in order to bring that back in, you have to add a number at the end or something and then pull it back in. But here you can kind of just, I'm using the keyboard just to go through the different motions. And so yeah, that's what it is. Okay, next we have items, and here you can also make these in Blender and bring them in, and you could try to you could do the same thing as like export this and then go into the edit and delete this and build inside the edit. I'll have to show you how to it tells it that this is like a handle and this is where it's going to grab it, and so I'll show you how to add that. You can have, and it has all these cool looking things. It's got a claw, some clubs, different items. It's got some shields. Like staff. That way you can have different classes and different moves, different powers. Syringe. That's a cool sword. Yeah. So that's it for that one. Go into the monsters. The same thing. These are ones that were already drawn, and you can use these. When you set it to 2D game style, because you can have 2D or 3D, they'll show up like this, and so like you saw in the other, when they attack, they're just pictures and they just do this. Or you can have it come up whenever they're talking and use these. They have a lot of cool ones you can see. Some of these have multiple. See, like that one, and then he's got stuff in his hands, and he's got, so I guess they're like different level bosses, or yep. Yeah, so you can just go through these and check them out. Maps. So here is where your textures are, your paints. So here you can add the different ones. I mean, it comes with custom, but these are easy. You can just export one out, and that gives you your template, and just save that somewhere, and then you can just it'll be like a rectangle, and you can color the top and color the sides and the bottom. So you can have your own. Comes with other ones, and these are the same. So these you would make similar to this, but when you import them in, down here you can put if you want them to be walked on, or liquid, or poison, and then you can set them as a block. No, I don't want to do that. So I'll just choose one that's already. You can choose them to be stairs or terrain or slopes. And so I didn't want to change those, but when I bring my own in, I just, you can have one image and bring it in 3 times, and then just change the different, have one for terrain, have one for stairs, have one for slopes. Objects, here is where you import your items, and so it works with elevation. So right now there's no elevation selected. That means that you'll walk straight through it. But say that you, okay, and here's where you select. So you see the block. So if we pick like 8, you see that's like going all the way up. That's how high it is. So it's just kind of like a what do you call it, a collider. So we put that, And so what's cool about that is like if you have a bridge, see how this one's made? I can't move that. It's because, okay, well, I can't move the camera. Alright, so it's green there, I don't know why. So here you choose, so say it didn't have any, say like, just can't rotate the camera. Then you could choose, you know, say, okay, well, I don't want you to be able to, maybe you wanted them to cross the top, but you didn't want them to be able to run into that. Then you just add them like this, and that means they'll be able to walk straight through the center, but they can't go through it. So that's how you add your collisions on that. Then the skybox, that is your outside, your world, you know, and you can make your own and bring your own in. There is a website that lets you pull in, it shows you how many images you need, and it'll like piece one together. But really you can just do the same, export one of these and then just mess around with it and then import it as something new. Game images, these are for like the words. See how it says command, and these are your windows, and you can change, you know, where I showed you where you had your character and stuff. You can bring in your custom ones. You can just draw them and then bring them in, so you have your own windows in there. Images, these are the icons. There's the compass. This is the logo in the beginning. Here's that screen thing, so you can bring your own. See, you can bring your own images. Same thing with this. You can have little icons. Bring in the sheets, and then you'll have all these, so you can have icons and items. Battle backgrounds, so when you go into battle, this is what you can see in the background. So you can set a top, and then see all these, and then you can also set bottoms, which I don't know if they're in here. No, but it comes with a whole bunch that you can set. Sound, okay, I gotta go. So let's here you can listen to all of the sounds. Over here is environmental, and here's music. You can also import your own. Battle effects, we kind of went over this. Here you can see them. And then here's the effect tool, brings you back to that one tool, so you can create your own. And then here are your DLC packs. So you can, everything you've bought, you can add them to this. And so that's it for now. Oh, one more thing. So edit game data. I'm gonna have to go through this on the next video, but here's where you change your title, subtitle, game description, starting party. You can choose your character. See how there's nobody there, transparent, so you can click that and then choose your, yeah, I'll go over this later. So we'll pick this because we haven't even named him, even though you can add them to the party anyway. So here it's all your system stuff. This is where you're going to change, and I'll go over that in the next video, like I said. But this is where you're going to change stuff like how much attack your monsters have, defense, if they have any effects, special effects. Up here, if they drop any money. These are all your you can change the animation, you can look at them, you can set how much damage, if they have poison, if damage takes over time. Here's your item, same thing. If you take a potion, you can do keys that open certain doors. I mean, there's tons of stuff in here. Your battle music, how you start. I mean, there's lots of stuff in there. So alright guys, I gotta head out, and I will go through this menu on the next one, and then we'll do a small map and then test it out. So see you next time. Thanks for watching.